Well, hello, YouTube, Rumble, all of you that are kind enough to follow Lock and Load. So today, this is actually a fun thing to do. I wasn't trying to do anything scientific at all. All I wanted to do was to have some fun. I do recurring series with Dean Weingarten. Dean Weingarten has this really good database of bear attacks in the wild, and the people that have defended themselves with handguns in those bear attacks. And he looks at the breakdown and everything, and he does basically a forensic report on them. So my question becomes, okay, so if you're going to carry a handgun, which is what he's talking about, if you're going to carry a handgun, what's your best bet for a handgun? I wanted to try to figure out an answer to that, even though I already know the answer to it, okay? But at the same time, I wanted to see how well this would work, how well we could apply certain platforms to this, and how well it might work. So the handguns I hear most talked about of what I would consider to be the standard calibers for something big are 10mm and 44 Magnum. Now Roger Ward, Ace Firearms, he is more of a 460 guy, although he would carry his 10mm as well. So let's start with 10mm. So a 10mm, I have this. This is the Poly 80 10mm that Roger Ward built for me, based on the Glock 21. It has I think this is a Zev trigger in it. It's a very nice gun. Handles really well. The Poly 80 lower it has such custom attributes to it that it's got a better grip angle. It's just nice, and it's relatively small. And shooting the full the Black Hill and the Underwood loads, not too punishing at all. But for the sake of this test, we were using Aguila 180 grain 10mm. My friend Dewey at Dewey's Pawn Shop, he take a look at this. I'm here at the indoor range in Dewey's Pawn Shop, testing the bear gun, Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum. I think Dewey thinks this is more gun than I can handle. Shall we? I can handle that. So I came away from that with the Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum. Now the first thing I did, because I'm keeping this because I got this from Dewey, but the first thing I did was I replaced the grip, because while I like the old cowboy single action look, it's not because of the single action look that I like the single action pistol better than a double action pistol, although it does help a little bit. I like the trigger on it. My background is with Ruger Blackhawks, and I mean, I've been shooting these since I was 18 years old. And the one thing you have to do with this gun is you got to do something right here, because that'll bust your knuckles up. So, got that. Called Gene DeSantis at DeSantis Holsters. He sent me this holster for it. It is a crossbody draw, or a cross draw on your belt. It works both ways. And it fits the gun fairly well. This is a 5.5-inch barrel. The 5.5-inch Ruger Super Blackhawk is the only one that has flutes on the cylinder. The other ones are solid, or just fluteless, or featureless, or however you want to look at it. With this, and you can tell by the price, I was using CCI aluminum. Well, let's see if I can get the right light on that. These are 240 grain jacketed hollow points with an aluminum case, and you can tell by the price, $49.99 for a box of 50. So with this gun, since it's a good thing you're only shooting 6 at a time, let's put it that way. Best way to check this is to take them both to the range on the same day. single action. So we're past that. So we've done the range test. We've done the comparison. I don't know what the right answer is with this. Now with the bigger bears, right? Roger Ward is of the belief, and Roger goes places and does things I don't do. He's of the belief that the bigger caliber is going to be better. I don't disagree with him. As long as you've got it dialed in and you have, you practice that. As long as you've done that and done the practicing, 6 shots is probably enough. The only problem with this gun, and this is the only shortcoming I see, because it is a single action, you got this gate, cylinder doesn't pop out, you got to reload each cylinder one at a time, put it back in action and off. But the reason I'm filming this now is because tomorrow, both of these guns are going to Roger Ward, because we're going to build the 2-gun carry rig. The 2-gun carry rig. Roger's going to make me a chest rig for this. I don't know if it'll probably be like this. Chest rig for this one. And we're going to make a holster for the belt for this one. So with the bigger bears, I think, and listen, I'm very likely not going to run into any bears in what time I've got left on this earth. But if I do go into the woods, I'm going to be carrying one of these, maybe both, I don't know. And if I would love to know your views in the comments, because this is really uncharted territory for me. This is more of a fun project than for me to get out there and have I didn't need to do this. I just wanted to do this. So if you vote for the 44 Magnum, signify that in the comments if you'd be so kind. The 10 millimeter. Not recently, within the last 20 years or so, here in western North Carolina, they had a serial killer operating in Pisgah National Forest. And so a gun like this, if this is your sole gun that you're carrying, if you're hiking, if you're fishing, if you're camping, if you're hunting, if you're out there and you're going to spend days out in the wilderness, a gun like this as your primary defensive pistol, if you're going to have one, besides whatever you're hunting with, this would handle both types of predators, both the 2-legged and the 4-legged. Although the 44 Magnum would as well, it's just a little, it's not nearly as practical for these matters as this would be. In western North Carolina, they only have black bears. We don't have grizzlies, we don't have browns, we don't have Kodiaks. So, and in parts of South Carolina, we have black bears. So this would work against a black bear, and this would work against a human. This would work in a lot of different ways. For me, the 10 millimeter and the full size Glock frame is much more manageable for me, and than the 45 ACP. So this is my favorite of the big framed Glocks. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Although I think where I live, this is probably the gun to carry. This would probably be the gun to carry. In the past, I have carried a 10 millimeter as a concealed carry weapon. It is a little bit big and sort of heavy and all that other stuff. Speaking of heavy, weight-wise, this with 6 rounds outweighs this with 15 rounds. But there's a reason for that. This is a big steel gun. This is designed to carry and fire a big pressure load. 240 grain round, traveling at how many thousands of feet per second? I don't know. I'm sure it's quite impressive. The gun is very over-engineered. I'm sure that there's examples of these blowing up because so many people hand load for these things. But one thing we did notice is that this needs to be sighted in a great deal. And we didn't really bring the tools to do that. So that'll be something we do the next time around. So what do you think? Which one? I might take both if I go out there, though. Although we're going to make a rig for this. We're going to make a rig for this gun. A concealed carry rig. Everybody's just crossing their eyes at me right now. And this, I mean, good Lord. Look at this gun. I mean, isn't that pretty? Isn't that a good looking piece of steel? I look forward to whatever you have to say about it. And, you know, if you get out there and say some ugly stuff about me, well, I'm just going to delete it just because life's too short. If you give me a thumbs up, that's good for the algorithm. I'm trying, you know, I keep saying I want 100,000 subscribers. I'm only 58,000 away. And last time I said that, I was doing bad math. So I haven't gained 10,000 subscribers. I just didn't do the math correctly. So give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind. I got some stuff coming your way. And listen, thanks for taking the time to check out the video. I appreciate that. I am out of here.